Is the arch250, my world architecture from prehistory through the Middle Ages. And what I did is I set it up with a home page, and I can show you guys how to set up a home page. The home page is usually good for like the first week or two of class, or now that we're transitioning because of the COVID-19 stuff. It's the landing page that they come to so that they don't end up on the modules page, because this is where they'll end up if you don't set up a home page. So it's up to you. You don't have to set one up, or you can if you want. Okay? In the home page, what I did is I put, pertinent information to the course. I put a question and answer forum in there in case people had general questions that wasn't pertaining to a particular topic. And I put the syllabus in there. I put my contact information. This is a video I put in just to make sure that they know how to get to the syllabus. That's everything right there. My office hours. And I made it to where you can link up to module 1, okay? So in the modules themselves, right, the modules are set up so that each module has different parts. And so if you guys see right there, there's the module overview, right? That tells you, hey, for this chunk of information, this is what you're going to be learning. These are the things that you got to do. So I'll go into it real quick. Open link in a new tab. All right, so it's got the purpose of the module, the learning objectives, which are made up by me. They're not the learning objectives that the college has. The things that you're going to look at, in other words, videos that you're going to view, what the reading is, and what you're going to complete. So when they look at this, they know what they're headed for in this module, and they know what's expected of them. They're going to have to take a quiz. There's going to be an assignment. There's going to be the Stonehenge plan, the Stonehenge elevation. Okay? So that's a good thing to have because it helps to orient students to what's going on, what's going to be happening in the class. So let me close that. So that was module overview. The next thing that I always put up is called Watch and Learn. This is where I put my videos. It just has this little standard disclaimer of follow the blah, 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 blah presentations, take good notes. And so what you'll see is that I have all of my lectures pretty much kind of recorded already, and then I've put them in here. I've included my lectures, that's these two, right? And then in addition to that, I found something that I thought was interesting on YouTube under History and Science, and I included that for them to kind of review. So when they go to these inside of Canvas, they just click on that and it starts playing. So before we can go very far with talking about sort of so those are essentially narrated PowerPoints. So basically it's the PowerPoints that I did in class. I just used them. I recorded off the screen and I recorded my voices, so they basically became narrated. You can turn on closed captioning, and so the closed captions basically, they click that button, they hit play, and they're showing up. Humanity, we have to kind of get to the point where we kind of define some terms. Because we think prehistoric. Okay, so let me finish that. So this is right now what I'm doing is just covering the structure and the logic behind how I set my classes up. We can get into some of the more specifics of how to embed things and do other things a little bit later. Okay, so this is the second page, which is Watch and Learn. And again, this is the way I do it. You guys don't have to do it this way, but after several years of kind of doing this, this is what I kind of came up with. After Watch and Learn, I have something called Read and Review. In Read and Review, I basically scan the text materials for them so that they don't have to buy the book. And what I do is I bounce between different books so that I never exceed the 10 to 12% limit on the copyright. Okay, in addition to that, sometimes I'll find stuff online that I'll put up there, and I'll just basically put that link and they'll go to that. So this is from the Trachtenberg book, so they can click on that and they can download it or they can read it. This is just a scan. Okay, so that's the reading from their text. And then in addition to that, I post my PDFs, okay, my PowerPoints as PDFs in there. I try not to post them as PowerPoints because one, I don't want them changing stuff, and number two, I try to compress them so that they are smaller than they would normally be. So like for example, the way I set this up is there's 2 slides to each page, that way they can get through it quicker. Okay? So that's the third part, which is read and review. So after they've done the module overview, the watch and learn, and the read and review, then come the assignments. And so there is a quiz right here called Continents of the World. I can show you guys how to create quizzes. You basically click the quiz, and it takes you to it, and I'll give you guys a quick preview of it. So you click preview, and there it goes. All right, Africa is the 2nd largest continent. True. All right, what continent is Greenland a part of? North America. And yada, yada, yada. Okay, so they take their quiz, it automatically grades it for them, and it puts the grade in the grade book. Okay, that's one of the things that's nice. You don't have to grade any of those types of quizzes because they're automatically entered into your grade book. Okay, so I'll go back. In addition to the quizzes, for this, see this little symbol? It looks like a little rocket ship. That means it's a quiz, right? In addition to quizzes, I have a discussion post every week that basically makes them talk about what they're doing and comment on each other's stuff. So there's some basic stuff on that. At the end of a module, I always put in the summary, which is, okay, congratulations, you finished this module. At this point, this is what you did. You watched narrated videos, you read the tutorials, or you read the chapter, you took 2 quizzes, and you posted comments. That way, before they leave this module, they're reminded, these are the things that I told you were going to do at the very beginning, okay? And so that's pretty much how I structure my courses. These things are automatically entered into the grade book, so if I go over, I know I'm not supposed to show you these grades, but you guys are all faculty. So if I go to the grade book and I go down, right, all of the quizzes are already there. I mean, they get graded automatically. So continents, these are their quiz grades. Okay, I do make submitted assignments. So for example, Stonehenge plan. Let's take a look at this one right here. So we'll go to this student, click on the speed grader. It'll load, and then you can kind of scroll down and you can kind of see their submission as long as they did it, you know, the way it was assigned. Okay? So, and you can do that just looking at different students' stuff. You can kind of click through it all. And you can grade each of these and leave comments on each of these as you kind of do it. So you basically give them a grade and give them any kind of commentary. Yes, good job, bad job. No, you used the summer sunset instead of the winter solstice sunset. Onward and upward. Okay? So let me go back to the grade book.
Are your quizzes all multiple choice?
No, my quizzes are not all multiple choice. I use all sorts of different questions. I can also talk to you guys about that. I use some fill in the blank. My multiple choice quiz questions, I have 8 answers. So I really mix it up so that it's not like they have a 1 in 4 chance of guessing the right answer. So it takes a while to come up with 8 answers that are logical, but it makes it much harder to fake the quiz. I also have quiz questions that are matching to where they're given like 3 things on one side and 10 things on the other. Okay? So they have to basically match the 3 things to the correct things on the other side.
Fill in the blank.
And the fill in the blank, what I do is, I just for my sake, I tell them it's 1 word, 2 words, 3 words. If it's 1 word, I tell them how many letters.
Oh, so spelling is not an issue.
Spelling is an issue, and that's why I tell them how many letters. Okay, so if it's a 5-letter word, right, then they should be able to figure out the right answer. A lot of times they'll misspell something like Mycenae, right? Mycenae has a very peculiar spelling, but a lot of those words are automatically spell checked by the computer, so they can fix it if they pay attention. I time all my quizzes, so I keep them timed at 4 and 5 minutes. Okay. Going back to the structure, there is, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, Let me see if I could find one of these other quizzes that's a little bit more complicated. Mesopotamia, Egypt. We'll try Mesopotamia. Or maybe even Greece, pre-Greece. So going to one of the quizzes, you look at that. We'll preview that. And so this is just a simple question, right? What is this? Actually, this quiz hasn't been updated, so I can't really show you this one. Because this is one of the old quizzes that had the 4. So, anyway, so I just wanted to show you guys a structure of how I sort of engage the structure of the content. These, for example, these are all submissions. So these are all stuff that the students had to submit. So this is an example of one where they're doing some sketches, and this might pertain to you, Jeff. So they have to download this PDF, right? And then they were required to buy a set of pens, and they have to kind of emulate, what was given in the assignment in the thing, and then they have to take photographs and resubmit it. Which brings up another topic, which is the photographs are taken with a program called Cam Scanner, which automatically flattens and squares up the image, and it sets the contrast for you. Okay? This has gotten a little bit long, so I'm going to stop and turn it over back to Hero.